All right, we'll open it up for questions for Coach Young.
Initial impressions of, I guess, night one officially.
Yeah, I think I just told the guys two things stood out. I thought our defense in the first half was, suffocating, which, we expected, just being a little bit more physically dominant. We held them to, 12 points in the first half. Second half was a different story, but I think the stat for me that I liked the most was, and this is just who we've tried to be since I've gotten here, was just unselfish. We had 24 assists on 31 makes. I think 10 guys had an assist. So just in terms of them carrying over things that we've talked about quite a bit, I liked seeing that.
6 players made more than one 3-point shot, 50% from the field from 3. How important is it to shoot it well and to make a lot of threes in this offense?
Very important. Something in our secret scrimmage that we didn't do as well as I would have liked, and so it was a point of emphasis the last couple of days. So it was nice to see guys carrying that over, and that's a funny thing to talk about, because everyone, I hear it in the NBA all the time, oh, we want to shoot more threes, but how do you actually do that, right? And so that's something that we try to educate our guys on. It's not just come down and jack. It's like when you drive and somebody helps, then we got to kick, right? And I know that sounds simple, but to get guys to do that over and over and over, that's how you wind up with 24 assists. And like you said, tonight we shot it pretty well, and we got a lot of guys that can make threes.
On the assist factor, was that kind of a conscious decision by Yegor to maybe not necessarily look for the open shot, but to kind of facilitate and set up his teammates and that kind of thing?
I just think I think that's just who he is. He's, right now without Dallin, he has a lot of the ball handling responsibilities, and he's, he's wired to play that way. He's at his size. I mean, some of the passes he was making, I would love to play with the guy. I'd stand in that corner and just load up and let it fly. But I just think that's who he is. I do want him to be a bit more aggressive looking to score, but I mean, they were putting 2 on the ball a lot with him, and he was making the right read.
What impressed you about Elijah Crawford's game tonight?
He's unique for us because he can get to the paint and he can pick up and really be a disruptor defensively. That's something that I've really stressed with him. Just hit singles, man. We don't need you to come in here and be, Superman. Just hit singles, be solid, get to the paint, put pressure on the defense, and then again, go back to this theme of making the right paint read. I thought for the most part he did that tonight. There was a couple I would have liked to seen him draw and kick, but he's coming along.
Will Dallin, Foose, and I think Trey, we didn't see tonight, will they be available next Tuesday for the opening?
We're working with the medical group. I mean, tonight was mainly precautionary for Dallin and Foose. Trey's probably maybe a bit longer, but hopefully.
What were your thoughts on the atmosphere tonight? It was a pretty packed house for an exhibition. What are your thoughts on the atmosphere?
I mean, at this point, I expected it. To be honest with you, it was a lot of excitement. With just BYU athletics in general, football teams killing it. Happy for those guys. It was cool. Jake was in the building tonight. I mean, this place is special. You guys know it better than I do, but to see that many people in there for an exhibition game, I thought was awesome.
How do you feel like the head coach performed tonight in his first game?
You can always be better. There was some stuff that, honestly, my real answer to that question, I'm just glad we're playing somebody else. Like, truly, like everyone keeps asking, what's the biggest difference? The biggest difference is just the practice time. We're just tired of going. It's hard to just refine when you're going against the same thing every day. So, they threw stuff at us that, maybe we don't throw at ourselves in practice. So, trying to adjust on the fly, keep our stuff sharp, and, just try to put the guys in position to succeed.
What combination, though, Malik and Richie, does that give you defensively on this defensive nightmare? I feel like that's going to be for teams.
Yeah, I mean, those definitely are 2 perimeter, stoppers. I was talking with Will during the game, about different matchups and who are our guys that can guard pick and roll versus guys that, guard guys that aren't in pick and roll. So that's something that we're heavily studying. Mag's a guy that can guard, multiple positions. And I really trust Richie, on the ball as well. And so they're going to definitely be tested. I mean, there's no question they're going to be tested, and give those guys credit. I mean, I thought our one-on-one defense, even though we held them to a low point total in the first half, I thought our one-on-one defense wasn't great, honestly. So there's definitely things we can clean up. But hopefully when we get it right, those 2 guys are leading the charge there.
I saw Will off the bench a lot talking to you. Does he have the ability is he calling defenses? What's he doing when he's up off the bench so often?
Yeah, so, we put a lot of time into how our staff is designed and who's doing what in practice, in games, and film. with the players, and so everybody has a specific assignment, you know, Will included. You know, he's leading the charge defensively, and me and him are constantly talking about switching coverages, matchups, and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I wanted Will here because I trust him so much.
When you have those huddles, it seemed like he was talking a lot to the team. Is that kind of going to be the thing going forward, where he's talking and you're with the other coaches on the clipboard?
Yeah. So again, like all that stuff isn't just off the hip. Like all that stuff is pre-scripted, where we talk, you know, in the calm, where we want to be, how we want those timeouts to operate. And so, you know, I like getting in the initial huddle with my coaches. You know, him and I are on the same page defensively. He goes in there and gets them right defensively, and then I'm out there figuring out who's in the game and what play we're running, come out of the timeout and things like that.
Two more questions.
You said Boskovic at media days you weren't sure on compliance. Is there any update on that?
No.
Okay.
Two more questions.
Going forward, is this model of playing one secret scrimmage and one exhibition game, is that kind of how you want to do it going forward?
Great. I have no idea. Seriously, I was talking to so Liam, their coach, we're good friends. I know him well. We're talking about how he does it. You know, I was talking about our other secret scrimmage opponent, how he does it. And so, honestly, man, I don't know. That might be my answer a lot this year. I don't know. I'm trying to learn on the fly the best I can, and I'm taking a lot of notes along the way that hopefully be better the second time around.
Last question.
How solidified do you feel with your rotation right now, or do you feel like you have a lot more experimenting to do in games?
I feel a lot better about it than the last time I was sitting here in front of you guys. I mean, the hard part, having a few guys out, you know, has been, you know, you can't see stuff as much. You know, getting Cannon, I'm surprised no one asked about him, so I'll bring him up. But just getting him out there was great. You know, I thought he looked awesome in his first, you know, kind of go at it. But you know, there's definitely a lot we still need to learn. But at the same time, I have a pretty good feel for what we want to do. We just necessarily haven't seen it against a different opponent yet. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Let's go.